There's an old saying, don't mix family with business, but there are exceptions to every rule, and I think we kind of proved that.
My name is Jonah Larson. I am a recent graduate of Citadel High School, and I am the co-president of Metro Screen Prints.
My name is Jason Larson. We run the business together, and it's a home-based business, a small business.
When we first started the business, I always had an interest in giving back in some capacity, and we looked through all the different charities in Nova Scotia, and eventually realized Feed Nova Scotia would be a perfect fit because it was something that my dad had had to use in the past.
There were several times I had to make use of food banks. Around 2008, I was actually employed with Canada Post. I had to leave due to injuries, and things were pretty tight for a while, and used the food bank a few times, and it really helped us out. And so, especially as a single parent, trying to feed a young child, getting him, make sure he's properly fed for school and everything, is constant financial pressure. So having myself in a situation where income was compromised, it was a huge help.
And I remember actually enjoying when he went to the food bank because it would mean that there would be a lot more options for what to eat at home. I specifically remember actually M&M cookies were something that they gave quite a few times, and I really enjoyed those. It was overall a very positive thing for me because it meant that I had more food at home. It's always just been something that's a strong value of mine to be able to give back and somewhat reduce the suffering that goes on in this world.
I'm extremely proud to see my son doing this type of thing. Because when I was his age, I was not like that. I was probably a lot more just kind of typical teenager, kind of self-centered and thinking about my own life, not really thinking of helping others. So I think some hard life lessons that I went through sort of opened my eyes to a lot of the human suffering that's out there. And these days I seek ways to help others, but it's good to see him at such a young age to have that inside him, to have that knowledge and that drive to help other people.
And I know that deep at the center of every person is empathy and a caring for other people. And so if people really look deep within themselves, they can find that value and that desire to help others.
I would also add that giving actually, once you start doing it, feels really good, and it's almost kind of addictive. If a small business or any size business thinks that they can't afford to help, I would just say you pay your taxes and you don't give it a second thought. You pay your rent, you don't give it a second thought. You think of those as necessary expenses. If you can just put even 1% of your revenue aside to help others, you're not even going to notice it. But at the end of the year, you're going to look back and realize that you've helped a lot.
In all future ventures, I plan on donating at least a portion of our revenue to charity and nonprofits. And specifically knowing that the work that I put in can help other kids and other families that were going through what we were going through means a lot to me.